Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I would really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you love this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. And today we're discussing a timepiece that defines Vacheron Constantin. Literally, what VC does best. This is the Traditionnelle self-winding, reference 87172, 38 millimeters in white gold. The opulence of this watch lies in the obsessive attention to fine detailing. 38 millimeters in diameter on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist. This is a traditional men's dress watch, or at least as close as we get to traditional in the year 2018. It's slim, only 8.3 millimeters thick, and it's constrained across the wrist at 45.8 millimeters lug-to-lug. This is a watch that can be worn with panache and a handsome proportion on a wrist as small as 13 centimeters in circumference, and with a spacing of 20 millimeters between the lugs, you'll have a bevy of OEM and aftermarket strap options if you want to dress it up. The timepiece features a black semi-gloss large rectangular scale alligator leather strap that incorporates a monotone stitch and a folded edge. But when you look underneath, you realize, oh my goodness, it's double alligator leather. This is more expensive. This is where you'll typically see calfskin, but using alligator leather here means that this strap has every chance of being a half-decade strap. It costs a bit more, but it pays dividends in longevity. The quality is self-evident. And the pin buckle to match the case, white gold, Vacheron branded, with the Maltese cross on the underside and on the top side. Moving back to the case, remember, 8.3 millimeters thick, but the watch is made to seem even thinner thanks to the calculated step back of the lower case as well as the lugs themselves. This is an incredibly clever nuance and a handsome detail that adds a little bit of a crisp character line, as well as creating the impression of a much thinner watch on the wrist by breaking up what's already a spare case band with a minimal profile. Vacheron creates a little bit of a magic eye effect, shrinking the watch without actually reducing the amount of material. I also appreciate the fact that the step back of the lug is artfully executed and handsomely detailed. The case is all of high polish, and when a watch is 38 millimeters, you can afford to polish it brightly. It doesn't appear garish, it appears appropriate. Now, the timepiece does have a little bit of a sense of occasion in that the dial is more ornate than you might suspect at first glance. Let's work our way from the inside to the outside. Start with the hands at center. If you're wondering what's the difference between Patrimony and Traditionnelle in the current catalog, it's the hands. When you have Dauphine style hands, that's your Traditionnelle. You'll also appreciate the fact that these white gold hands are half frosted. They're fluted down their center, and that crease separates a polished flank from a frosted flank, and the result is a high contrast against the matte silver or opaline silver base. That silver base creates a light, warm glow rather than the explosive effect of a sunburst. Now you have a sunken and metallized railroad-style seconds track, small seconds at 9 o'clock, balanced by an aperture step that is a handsomely and discreetly transitioned date window. It slopes down through those aperture fastenings down to the date disc, which is silver and monotone to match the dial. Moving outboard, you can see that all of the indices are diamond-polished, hand-applied, and white gold. And they feature handsome detailing in their own right. If you own this watch, use a loop, own a loop, but loop both sides. You'll appreciate it. And outboard, there is a metallized and circular brushed metallic pattern that serves as a minutes track, and it does have a couple of distinct metallic tones. You have polish, you have frosting, and then you have this brushed metallic grain that makes up the registers where the time is told. Absolutely gorgeous and capped by a white gold Maltese cross at 12 o'clock. The crown with matching Maltese cross, controlling the winding and setting of a Vacheron manufacture movement, in this case 2455. Now, everything you've heard about Vacheron movements is true, and I appreciate the fact that this one is broad and open. If you look at the mechanism adjacent to the balance, you can even see that the hacking lever and its mechanism visible for the world to see and for you to enjoy. The finish is exquisite. Geneva Hallmark, and not just on the movement, also on the case, as this is the post-2012 Poinçon de Genève, a full watch standard, not just a test of movement finish. It also includes chronometric standards, which is why this movement is adjusted in 5 positions like a chronometer. 27 jewels, 3.6 millimeters thick, so quite slim. It beats away at 28,800 vibrations per hour. It features both stop seconds and a quick set date for rapid cycling, 30 meters water resistant, but the highlight is going to be the finish. And of course, that starts with the rotor. rose lathe turned, not stamped. It's a 22 karat mass, whereas most brands today give you 21 carats, 18 carats, or even tungsten. Vacheron giving you the height of opulence, 22 karat and rose gold, and everything else is what you'd expect. Abrasive wheel laid Côte de Genève, not the stamped kind. You have wooden abrasive peg, perlage, or engine turning on the base plate, overlapping. You have mirrored anglage, or that mirror-finished, optically smooth, rounded bevel. You see it on the edge of the winding rotor. You also see it glowing faintly as I move the watch through the light in my light box on the edge of each bridge. Each screw head is black polished with a chamfered slot, and there's a reason why they joke that Geneva Hallmark screws cost 50 Swiss francs. They take that much time and that much care to create. A watch that satisfies on both sides, but mostly satisfies on the wrist. You can see it and you can make it yours on the watch box.